What's going on, everyone? It's Ryan here and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be all about testosterone. What are the effects of testosterone? So usually when you're going to go pursue doing hormone replacement therapy, you are going to have to sign this big old packet. Basically, this little packet is going to have all the effects of testosterone, so you know what you're getting yourself into pretty much. So I'm going to be reading off some of the effects that is usually included in this packet, and then I'm going to say whether or not I experienced that change personally, and at the end I'll include any changes that I experienced that wasn't mentioned before. Another important thing to note is that these effects that I'm listing include both subjectively good and bad effects. So it just depends on what you consider to be a good effect, what you consider to be a bad effect. Keep in mind that many of these changes that are going to be mentioned may take several months or years to develop. So I have my paper right here that I'm reading off of, just in case you see me looking off screen. So the first one that I'm going to go ahead and talk about, which is usually one of the most exciting ones, is the thickening of the vocal cords and thus producing the deeper voice. And yes, I definitely experienced that. Next is facial hair growth. So that could be, your mustache, beard. I have experienced some facial hair growth, mostly in my mustache area and below my chin right here. And there's also going to be an increase in body hair. So most noticeably, these are going to be on your arms, your legs, chest, your stomach, even your back, maybe your butt. You never really know until it happens. I have a lot of body hair on my legs, so my legs are just super hairy, dark, thick. But for some reason, my upper body is kind of bare, except for my stomach. I do have a pretty gnarly habit trail. I don't have any chest hair. I don't really have any back hair. Continuing on with the hair, it could also change on your head. So you may be losing some hair like around your temples or around the crown of your head. You could experience male pattern baldness, depending on your genes, if that runs in your family. I have lost a little bit of hair around my temples. You could see how it's been a little bit like angular right here, and also above here. I've lost a lot of baby hairs, so that was a good thing for me. I didn't like my baby hairs, but basically it's just gonna be a more masculine looking hairline. There's also gonna be kind of a migration of body fat. So a lot of the fat from the thighs, the butt, and the hips, that's gonna move up and go into your abdomen right here, your stomach area, to make it a little bit more square. My body fat distribution was pretty surprising to me. I didn't think that I would experience that much of the fat movement, but I guess you never really do until it happens, And I can say that a lot of the fat from my hips are gone. My hips are just they're nice and straight now. Your skin oil glands are going to be having a lot more activity. So what does that mean? There is going to be acne. Some trans guys don't have a lot of acne, some do. Everyone's different, I did experience a lot of acne, more around from 6 to 10 months. That's where it really hit me hard. So I had to go to a dermatologist and I got some topical ointments that I was using when I was washing my face, and it's helped. My face is cleared up a lot since then. I still do get acne here and there, but considering where it was before, I'm pretty happy with where my face is nowadays. There's also an increase in red blood cells. I guess I have had an increase in red blood cells. I haven't really looked into that actually. Same goes for changing cholesterol, and this is more in reference to the bad cholesterol. For those of you who don't know, there's good and bad cholesterol. Testosterone increases the bad cholesterol, so that's why you gotta watch what you eat. So there's also a change in scent in your body odors, and as weird as it sounds, the scent of your urine. Strange. It's not necessarily a bad smell, but it is different. You will notice it, and you'll be like, this was not like this before. Your actual skin can also change in the roughness and the appearance of it. An increase in muscle growth. I find this to be very, very true. When I would work out, yes, I would gain muscle, but now when I work out, it's so much easier. You still have to put in the effort, mind you. It's just not as difficult as it was before. Many people don't talk about this change. It's the enlargement of the downstairs genitals. So that does grow, just be aware of it. Kind of related to that is the increase in sex drive. That pretty much explained itself. Did I experience it? Yes. Okay, so those are all the things that are usually included in the packet that you sign when you're about to take testosterone. Now I'm going to talk about what I have gathered from other trans men, what they've also experienced that wasn't included in that packet, and I'll also include my own personal experiences as well. So again, these effects are not really noted in like medical literature, I guess you could say, as like for sure effects of testosterone. These are just like anecdotes of trans men. Some guys say that they experience increase in shoe size or like the wideness of their hands. I didn't experience that. Again, I'm the same shoe size. My hands do not look any wider to me. Maybe tougher, stronger, not wider. Increase in energy level and appetite. I completely agree with that. I experienced that hardcore. So within the first few months that I started testosterone, I was just always hungry. And because I was always hungry and eating all these, carbs, I figure that's why, you have so much energy also. Some guys report a slight reduction in the size of their chest area, myself included. I do believe that my chest area has gotten a little bit smaller, not because of the tissue, anything happening to the tissue, okay? The breast tissue is always gonna be there. It's not fat, you can't just burn it away. But because of the fat distribution, a lot of that's also going to move to other places of your body rather than staying on your chest. There's also emotional changes to consider when taking tea. Some men report feeling irritable and angry. Some feel more even-tempered and calm. I think that just kind of depends on your disposition as a person, what you go through throughout the day. People have different experiences and circumstances, situations just happen to people, and you react to them and you respond to them in your own way. For me personally, I do think I was a little bit more irritable when I first started, just because my body was introduced to a lot of this hormone and was adjusting. But now that I've been on testosterone for such a long time, I'm very patient, I'm very calm. I think this is like my state of being. I think that just also has to do with I'm a lot happier with where I am right now. I did experience some muscle spasms, like my muscles would twitch a lot. For some reason, I have no idea why. Maybe I just needed more potassium, eat more bananas. But I can't say for sure that was because of testosterone. I'm just gonna say that happened a lot while I was on testosterone. You can take away from that whatever you'd like. There's also reported changes in bone density, not bone growth. So that's why people get a little bit confused when they read about that, because they think, oh, an increase in bone density might be possible to grow some more. I'd like to stop you right there. It is not proven that testosterone causes an increase in height, especially if you already passed puberty. If you're an adult, you already passed puberty for a while now, probably not going to give you an increase in height. I have not experienced any increase in height, though I would have loved to. It didn't happen. I think that pretty much covers everything, hopefully, and if I've left out any of changes, or if you've experienced any changes that wasn't mentioned, you can go ahead and put those in the comments below, let everyone else know. There's one more thing that I'd like to add before I end this video, and it's the unfortunate fact that you cannot choose what changes that you will experience when you start testosterone. See, a lot of the stuff I mentioned, it may seem bad to you, no one really wants acne. My point is that you either get the whole package or you get nothing at all. You can't pick and choose. And along with that is you can't choose how much of it you will get. And I think it's important to consider that a lot of non-trans boys also can't pick and choose what they get. A lot of it has to do with genetics. So I think you could probably find comfort in that, guys that were born biologically male, they can't pick what happens to them in their bodies during puberty either. Alright, so that's gonna be the end of my little educational testosterone changes video. I hope you guys found this very informative and maybe helped you with your decision on whether or not to go ahead and move forward with your hormone replacement therapy. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you'd like, you can follow me on my social media, which is always on screen and down in the description. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go. Alright, that's all. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.